Hello and welcome to a commentary for another death battle. This one being our spoopy episode of the year, our Halloween episode.
Very spooky.
The werewolf episode.
Yes.
Yes, and as always, I'm Ben, voice of Wiz. I'm joined by Chad, voice of Boomstick.
That's me.
Luis, the animation director for this episode.
What's up, everybody?
And Liam, the writer for the episode.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
That's
Now
how
they'll really
I
be able to
Liam
recognize your
had a
voice.
strange voice change recently, and now that's just how he sounds. So,
Been watching a lot of Mrs. Doubtfire, I guess.
Yes. Actually, the movie was the primary inspiration for this episode.
yes.
Clearly.
The creepy factor.
Yes.
Robin
It's been a
Williams
little bit
was
since we did
Harry.
a KI character.
It's been a while since we've done a KI character, and we have talked about doing Sabrewulf versus Jon Talbain
Forever.
for a while. We weren't sure what direction we would want to take the fight for it. This is one of those matchups where it's like one character is well known for 3D models and most recently like a 3D game versus one character that is very much ingrained in that like 2D fighting style.
Yep.
That made popular by Capcom and some such. So figuring out the right direction for the fight was definitely the trickiest part, I would say, that we've kind of had to figure out over the course of years. But we ultimately basically came to the conclusion of a sprite fight in 3D environments, and this really came about thanks to Luis here, experimenting with 3D environments for the past couple years now. Since what, Frank versus Leon, I believe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. So experimenting with that and really building on the animation team's repertoire for what we can do with 2D animation we've reached a point where we can pretty easily make a 2D fight with a lot more 3D elements than normal, which is awesome and perfect for this. So it ended up working great. So jumping into this, Liam, you were assigned the writing role for this.
I was.
What was it like for you jumping in, especially given that both characters don't have nearly as much information to work with as, a lot of comic book characters or anime characters?
Yeah, honestly, it was so freeing. Like, I had so much fun. Because I could just write, like, whatever I wanted to. I didn't have to, like, look at, like, this long list I had written for myself of all the little important things I needed to include for the fight. They're really simple. They're just werewolves, and one of them is a werewolf with kung fu, and that's basically it. So I could make like the jokes I wanted to, and goober around all that I wanted to. And yeah, it was just kind of, it was a lot of fun. And watching it over again, I was like, oh, this is a lot of fun. But I'm not bogged down by like listing off like really specific powers. Like Cable's rundown was a really good example of something where it was like, oh, I have so many powers and things to get through before I can get to like the fun, goofy character stuff. Well, with this, I could just skip right to that,
Maintaining that sort of balance between information and entertainment in a character rundown is very difficult. It's one of the biggest challenges for any death metal episode. So when you get a character that has a smaller backstory, there's definitely a lot more freedom there for what you can do with Wiz and Boomstick and how we explore the different topics, which is why we go into like the history of werewolves themselves and where it comes from and things like that, which I think is really neat. I love when we get a death battle where we can take a character and use that character's experience and history to sort of look at other things in the world, whether it's like supporting, how that character interacts or acts with their own world, or like a history of how we got to this point with this character, things like that. It fascinates me whenever we can explore beyond just the normal death battle level of analysis, which I think we were able to do quite a bit with this one, right?
It's kind of crazy being able to go back to just like really classic like video game characters and have them fight, especially with Darkstalkers, where it's like so prominent, like an arcade like figurehead, I guess what you say, for like that era of like when arcades were huge and stuff, and like it was just really awesome to be able to explore those characters.
Yeah, I mean, saying previously that it's been a while since we've had a KI character, like Darkstalkers Have we?
Their debuts.
It's the
Nope.
longest.
Darkstalkers character
no, we
since
haven't.
Felicia?
It is
Not
the
since
largest
Felicia.
gap of any returning like combatant, like returning from the same franchise. It's 126
Holy
episodes.
shit.
Yeah, and we talked about Jon Talbain forever, but also like I honestly thought we'd probably do Morgan before we did
Right?
Jon Talbain,
Yeah.
but finding a matchup for her kind of sucks.
There are a lot of requests, and a lot of them are tricky.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about how amazing the coincidence is that this episode is coming out one day after Halloween, and it's also a full moon Halloween?
Oh, really?
It's just
Is
like-
it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually,
Works out so well.
I remember
Dude, when-
like, oh yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say when the latest thing comes out in like 2020, where like now people are actually turning into werewolves, like our bad.
That
We
occurs.
set it
I
up.
want to be like responsible for that. That'd be awesome. To wield that much power. Yeah.
At this
dude.
point, who gives a shit, right? Like whatever.
You were gonna say something before, Liam?
Oh, I just
Yeah.
remember like it was a long time ago that we were gonna work on this episode, and I'm glad that it's finally like I turned in notes for it so long ago, and it's I'm so glad that it's finally happening. I was like, it was on the docket for this year. I was like so excited. It's gonna be. I've just been waiting for this.
And we can kind of tell by the way that
Yo,
you,
his mouth is
structured
fucked up
this.
in that panel. Can we just talk about that? Like, damn, he's got some snout.
Yeah, the sprites for John are a little. They're a little interesting how the snout like
I dig 'em.
it's almost like each
It's like a fucking
the top and bottom
crocodile.
like
It's
a
like
door.
it's like a
Yeah, they're
crocodile.
like on hinges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also his claws extend. Like he's a weird ass werewolf,
But he knows
but
kung
he's
fu.
also a kung fu werewolf.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Who edited this episode?
There was, I think it was Gerardo.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yes.
I was
If
like,
Yes, it was. Although Nick did help capture some of the KI footage.
Of course he
because
did.
He's,
Yeah.
he knows Sabrewulf in and out on that 2013 Killer Instinct game. Man, 2013. That game's been out for 7 years.
it feels like,
feels
yeah, it does
immortal.
not feel like it's been that long.
No, man. What a cool game though.
I'm still mad.
But anyway, so
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Darkstalkers.
like I was saying, you can tell that you've been waiting for this for a long time with your script because
Yeah.
of all the specific things that you have were thinking about adding into the fight itself.
Yeah, and the fight
Yeah.
animation is very let's say aggressive.
Yeah.
well, what going into this, Liam?
Yeah.
What were your main goals that you were trying to accomplish with this episode? Because there was definitely some very specific
Yeah.
things you wanted to hit.
Well, we determined this early on. After I think right as we were reading the first draft, it was that we want this to be the goriest death battle ever. And the way that I phrased it, in my mind, in my sick, twisted mind, was that I want at least one person that watches this episode to vomit during the fight.
God.
I just
I'm not-
just one to be it's too much. I gotta go, guys.
See, I'm the one known for coming up with really fucked up deaths in the show, but I've never said that, Liam. I want you to know that.
I want to
Yeah.
I want to expand the medium of death battle into causing bodily trauma.
Oh God. Well, because Chad, your ideas are just like the killing blows, right?
Yes.
You're you come up with a killing blow idea that goes way too far. That's about it. Liam was like, I'm gonna come up with a fight that goes too far.
Yeah.
that was the idea.
I want horrible things to happen to these characters.
Well, it will please you to know, Liam, that I have counted, and there is about 30 seconds in the entire fight where there's no blood. The rest,
In total.
the rest, it has
the rest
blood.
is covered. In,
There's blood somewhere.
Good.
In the fight,
Excellent.
Somewhere on screen. Oh my
somewhere on
gosh.
screen. But
Have we done the boop thing yet? Did that just happen? Is that what that was with Dummy?
Oh yes.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That one was improv in the booth because I just started laughing and I was like, we should just keep booping him.
Yeah, there's a squeaking noise there as well, which is great.
And also, sorry, Liam.
On the noise.
No,
Your script has been
Please.
ruined.
I do that a lot. I'm sorry.
I want more of that. It's a trade-off because I get to write Boomstick saying horrible effed up shit, and then you can add in boops, and then it's even. It's even Steven.
There we go.
Well, let's jump into the analysis a bit because we are going through some calcs here.
Yeah.
What was it like, Liam, and working with researchers figuring out how to calculate these characters and figure out who should win?
Darkstalkers is really interesting because Darkstalkers is insanely powerful, like as a fighting game verse. But all of the big feats are done by the toughest characters. So like Pyron is like a Galactus who like eats planets, and then Dimitri eats him, and then Morgan is like stronger than Dimitri. Jon is like in the middle of the pack, so he doesn't like. There's not a lot of like concrete feats for the middle tier characters, but there are a couple, and one was QB lifting that beehive, and the other one is Anakaris sinking ancient Egypt beneath the sand, which one of our researchers, Lousy, actually went ahead and calculated the entire weight of ancient Egypt. In order to,
Oh my God.
I love it.
find that out. Every
Like-
building, every pyramid, all of the people, the estimation of the population, all of that stuff.
That's when research gets like this is that battle. This is the kind of
that's
research.
when you're like, I'm gonna say my afternoon is going to be ancient Egypt's weight. You just have to commit at some point. And then
Time
you
to figure out how much Egypt weighs.
and then you have to go right. Oh, it's about a werewolf. You have to bring it back to like. I remember watching the episode.
Yeah,
and
but
seeing-
like when Lousy brought that to the meeting, it was like, well, you know, it's technically not needed for the argument, to be honest. But it's so interesting and like it applies in a very direct way that I was like, we're gonna include it because it's so good. Here we are at the fight. Luis,
Yes.
what are we looking at?
Oh, well, we're looking
to
at some animations by our freelance team actually. We're working on Venom vs. Corona, and we had to like also move out that to the next fight after that. So we reached out to Joshua and Annie, and they did an amazing job with the fight.
Oh, I love that.
Lost-
The back and forth on the hallway there. That was really cool.
Yeah. We wanted to make the fight feel kind of claustrophobic throughout the fight,
Yes.
like just the hallways just kind of feels like it's like closing in on them, and like a lot of like just crazy stuff happening throughout the fight, and just in general, just getting that like bloody feel throughout the fight was very important. It was the biggest challenge really was implementing what we have learned all these like past year into a fight that was like freelance. So being able to coordinate with them and like being able to like kind of like give our input in those difficult scenes that require a lot of attention to get right. I think those were like some of the biggest challenges in this fight. But the team came in to the internal team came in to animate the finale, which takes place outside of this hallway, and I think that's where we kind of went a little bit all out with with the blood, as you'll get to see soon.
Oh yeah.
And he just used a
but-
corpse as
yeah.
a shield. So
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
a
shield.
lot of corpse usage in this one.
Yeah.
That it was definitely important to me that we keep this fight like very close range, especially in the hallway,
Yeah.
in the alleyway. Which does mean, because we were going for a direction where it was like less crazy anime fight and more just brutal swinging.
Yeah.
This is the first Killer Instinct matchup we have where combo breaker does not actually happen during the fight.
Yeah, that would
Because it would just break the
combo
tone of
break
it.
the tone. Yeah.
we really went over it, and we tried to figure out good
Here it
spots
is!
for it.
God.
And then the final
Ben, that was
That
that was a
final scene.
joke that Ben like said like offhand. Is like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if he like strangled him with his small intestine? And I took it seriously, and you didn't realize that I had taken it seriously. And then you saw in the first draft that I was in there. And we're like, okay, we gotta do it.
and then just the entire ending is just black and white.
Oh my
with red.
god.
So,
And red. Oh my god, it gets great.
Yeah.
And then that
Wolf
riff.
is just so fucked.
Yummy.
I love that.
So much blood.
So,
This might be our biggest like fake out yet. Like I don't think anyone watching was gonna be like, well, he's got his intestines wrapped around his own throat. He's still got a chance.
He's got it.
that's for sure.
So Liam, looking at the animation, with your goal in mind of let's make it the bloodiest thing we've ever done. What do you think? Did we accomplish it?
Someone's gonna puke. I'm too twisted and like mangled of a human being to find that anything other than absolutely glorious. But someone's gonna blow chunks.
If nobody does, I'll be sure to blow chunks.
I'll blow
And
chunks
by that,
for you.
just mean like
I got you, bro.
And you guys are saying this on record, like we're gonna have to prove it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get those videos.
Nope. Oh God, I really do not want people to send us videos on Twitter.
Battle.
Please don't. Oh my
Hey,
God.
take a look at
We'll just have to
this.
tune into the React channels and see if any.
Yeah.
See how they do.
Is there any particular React channel who might have like a weak stomach? We got to find that one person and be like, hey, you should
Just
watch
a projectile vomit after the.
I mean, granted, it's tricky to make that sort of reaction with sprites in particular, right? Like sprites are generally very brightly colored and pretty. I don't want to say simplistic in design, but easily recognizable. It's hard to surprise somebody with a sprite movement because they're using the same movements over and over for the most part. So this was definitely a challenge. It's not like we're not making Friday, the 13th here, where we got crazy like realistic gore or whatnot. So don't think that we're treating it that way.
No.
But achieving just a gross feeling is definitely what we were going for, and I think we got it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Luis tweeted the other day about like the crowd reaction when we premiered. I think it was at MetroCon. Afro Samurai versus Samurai Jack.
yeah.
And just watching that clip again and seeing like just how fucking gory that was. I was like, oh my God. Like,
That one that was a kill that Luis pitched to me, and I was like, there might be too much for these characters. I mean, I know there's blood and stuff in both of them, but like,
yeah, so like this fits, right? It's two
Yeah,
bloodthirsty werewolves, right?
but yeah, we went with it anyway because Death Battle we can always stretch.
It's not like Pokemon
right?
Digimon, right?
Oh man! All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching this commentary and watching the episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Next up, the Red versus Blue Death Battle will be premiering pretty close to the premiere of Red versus Blue Zero. Got to give that a shout out as well because we're all super excited for that, and we hope you guys can check that out. Again, directed by Torian, longtime animator that we've worked with. You've seen his animations; it's fucking dope. So please check that out. All right. Thank you all for joining me for this commentary. It's great to have you, and we'll see you in the next
Thanks
one.
for being first members.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. This commentary was originally released on roosterteeth.com for first members in our disastrous year of 2020. But as of 2021, we're bringing them to you on the Death Battle YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe.